How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Satoshi Club video where today I'm going to explain to you what the second stablecoin war actually is. Now, just to cut it short and without, teasing you, it's a war between Binance's version of the stablecoin, BUSD, USDT, and USDC. Now, this all stemmed from the first stablecoin war back in 2018, where, there were 5 top stablecoins out there and only 2 of them emerged. So if you want to comment down below which 2 actually emerged, it's not that difficult. It's the 2 main ones that we can see right now, which are Tether and the USD coin. Now, one other thing I'm going to mention at the end of the video is some BNB technicals if you guys want to stick around for that. But, I'm going to explain everything from the origin of these algorithmic stablecoins, what's the perfect stablecoin that could exist in the future, and a few potential other things that you should know, such as, government-backed stablecoins and more, just so that we can form a little opinion on this war and, perhaps predict which stablecoin is going to emerge on top. So for the start, we have USDT at a market cap of $69 billion. We have USDC around $42 billion and BUSD at $21 billion. So what does this info actually tell us? Well, it tells us that USDT is the largest one because the most people are holding it, but the meteoric rise of BUSD has just happened in the past few months and it is not to be forgotten. So Binance announced back in September, right on the 6th of September, that they're going to auto convert all USDC, USDP, TUSD, all of them into BUSD on September 6th. So the total share of the stablecoin market of BUSD has actually risen by a whopping 5%. And as you can see, the market share of BUSD as well has increased to 21.7 billion, right? So it's 3.3% increase over the last 30 days. And I guess this was a strategic move from Binance because they want more people using their stablecoin. So it makes perfect sense to try to monopolize their exchange as well by converting all of these other smaller versions of a stablecoin into BUSD automatically. So FTX CEO Sam Bankman actually said that this could spark the second great stablecoin war. The first one actually happened in 2018, as I said, and only USDT and USDC emerged as the largest ones because first of all, they're there for a very long time, and second of all, they probably are better and more secure and more reliable than all these others. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is even the point of having a stablecoin? Well, it's very simple. There are 4 things in the crypto world that are, difficult for individuals to keep track of. First of all, it's volatility in these highly speculative markets. There's huge price variations and individuals just don't know what to do. Why would somebody hold Bitcoin when they know that it can go 30% up in one day, right? Second of all, you have regulation. There's still a lot of gray areas, still a lot of unstated governmental positions, and generally stuff that the world currently is not yet used to, especially individuals around the world, and it makes it more difficult to use crypto as a form of payment, form of storing money, or anything else. Yet again, another use case for a stablecoin. Now, furthermore, we have scalability, where it's the ability of blockchain technologies to reach global efficiency and compete with current centralized solutions such as Visa, right? So Visa has around 2,000 transactions per second versus Bitcoin's 3 transactions per second, which, a lot of networks currently or blockchains are actually striving to beat and are well on their way to do so. But Bitcoin, as an example, is very slow, right? But, this doesn't exclude other coins from actually performing a better job. Still, it is another reason for a stablecoin to emerge as another form of moving money around in case it's on another network that's actually faster than Bitcoin. And lastly, we have user experience. So it's very difficult using blockchain services, which is also, if you have this one stablecoin, if it's easy to change your credit card money into an actual stablecoin, well, a lot more people will actually do it and it will ease crypto adoption. So let's talk about these stablecoin competitions, right? The stablecoin war actually coming up. So the history of stablecoins began in 2014 with USDT, originally launched as real coin. I'm sure you didn't know this, but if you did know this, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Check out the Satoshi links down below. But USDT actually made a huge increase in just 12 months back in 2020 when this crypto winter actually started, and it went from $5 billion to $50 billion in just 12 months. Now, part of the reason for this was the artificial pump of money into the economy by the Federal Reserve, and hence printing of more dollars means printing of more USDT, which did increase the supply, which also increased the demand in some way, shape, or form. But still, nevertheless, it is a huge increase. Now, across lending, borrowing, farming, and all of these liquidity providing platforms, there is a huge demand for USD stablecoins because of, first of all, the few reasons that I mentioned before. But, second of all, people just want an easy way to store their money. They don't want to care about price fluctuations. They don't want to, transfer their money from crypto into dollars or euros or whatever, and then put it back into crypto when the market is more favorable or lower, so they can dollar cost average. No, it makes it a lot more simple, so you can always keep your money in your crypto wallet and just keep it there in case you ever need it, right? It makes everything a lot more simple for crypto users, and also it lowers the barriers for entry for non-crypto users. Now, there is a lot of different types of stablecoins, which I did discuss in my stablecoin video, which you should probably check out if you haven't by now. There's this algorithmic, USD, which completely crashed, which I also talked about. UXD stablecoins, and generally just a little recap. There's fiat collateralized stablecoins, which means they're backed by fiat money. There's crypto collateralized stablecoins backed by crypto, and purely algorithmic, which are there to use an algorithm to actually keep the price pegged to $1 of a unit, right? And there is this talk about this killer stablecoin, right? So it's much like this killer app that would catapult crypto into the mainstream, which still hasn't really happened, but the crypto industry has long been waiting for the perfect algo stablecoin to take over. And this would essentially mean that it can scale infinitely, and it could peg, and it could do all of these things that are very important for a stablecoin. And two things are crucial. First of all, scaling, particularly important, but second of all, maintaining a reliable peg, unlike what USD actually did back, a few months ago. Now, DAI, for example, has a scalability problem because it is on Ethereum, and most Ethereum-based stablecoins do have this scalability problem because the cost of minting is simply greater than the face value of the assets minted. Now, these purely algorithmic stablecoins actually solve this scalability issue, which is why they're considered the holy grail of stablecoins, but there still hasn't been a perfect one to come up. And it's probably for the best, right? Because this algorithmic stablecoin talk, until it's perfected, we're probably best off having stablecoins that are backed with real dollars, because it's probably the safest and most regulated way to keep it, pegged as is. Why is it the most regulated way? Well, because real dollars are regulated. Now, you could argue that, dollars will crash and, all of this stuff, but we're not going to put our tinfoil hats on right now. We're just going to keep talking about Terra, which completely crashed. But just for an example, in order to mint 1 Terra USD back in the day, where you only needed $1 worth of Luna, the reserve asset that should have been burned, right? I don't know what happened here. So basically, $1 worth of Luna should be burned to maintain or mint 1 Terra USD, which was a cool system, right? An algorithmically really cool system, but they failed because of other bigger reasons. Now, furthermore, a little bit more about this Binance and stablecoin war. Binance converting USDC to BUSD is starting the second great stablecoin war. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna emerge the strongest one? Well, I'm all up for Binance because Binance is huge, but I guess you should just drop down in the comments below which stablecoin you think will actually win this war. And do you think we're gonna have only one stablecoin in the future? Do you think we're gonna have government-backed stablecoins, or how do you even call this? I completely forgot. Doesn't really matter, right? Are we gonna have the government interfering, or we're gonna have just one of these three coming up? I don't know, and I think it's the best that we have a little bit of competition. So having 3 very large stablecoins is probably for the best. Now, there is a little bit more info on this article about BUSD continuing to edge its way into the market as all of these other larger players are fighting for dominance, and it could actually emerge the most dominant one in the future. So I do recommend you check out this article. I'm going to link it down below so you can learn a little bit more about it. These are the 4 main reasons why, crypto usage is very difficult for individuals. But what I promised you for the end of the video is a little technical analysis on BNB, where we can see a nice solid uptrend since back in 2017 November. And this is the weekly time frame, by the way. Very strong zone of support that was respected very recently. So on the daily time frame, we can see a strong zone of resistance right about here that we must break out of if we want to keep moving towards more upside. So until that's broken out of, we're still kind of consolidating, and we can expect the price to keep being in this little ascending triangle. The only good thing that we can see is somewhat of a head and shoulders pattern forming right now, which could mean the potential upside is coming in the near future. So in case we do break out above this area, we could have the somewhere around the $430 level as a target, right? Maybe even above. We could take this whole impulse up here, let's say $450. But if we do break out below, we are very likely to move down once again into the $220 mark. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed this little stablecoin talk. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, check out the Satoshi socials down in the description below, and I'll see you all in the next video. But just before I end it, lastly, I'm not a financial advisor, and you should do your own due diligence before investing into anything in the crypto, blockchain, or any type of Web3 world. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.